Hey everyone, Skynet here, and yeah, still alive, still playing Yu-Gi-Oh, still loving it. Unfortunately, I've just been so busy, I just have not had any spare time to really make any kind of videos, so I thought I'd hopefully start off, the new format upcoming that trying to make some videos and try to get back to a regular basis here. So I thought I'd give my ban list prediction for the April format. So as you see here, we kind of have the upcoming list. I'll kind of break this down and give you my thoughts, what I feel like the ban list could shape up and everything. And then I'd love to hear your comments after I get done with it on what you think. So start off, I wanted to talk about the baby dragons. Easily, I feel like each of the baby dragons can go down to 1 and be totally safe. They've totally dismantled the Dragon Ruler deck to begin with. It's missing still a lot of its key pieces. And moving the baby dragons down to 1, I feel like is pretty safe. I don't feel like that's just going to make a big impact, especially how fast the format is. This is not going to make a big difference in my opinion. The next one is Stratos. I talked about my last band prediction that if it did not come off this format, then it wasn't coming off at all, and I'm probably still sticking to that. I would love to see this card come off, but honestly, I feel like somebody in Konami absolutely hates heroes, and hence this is why the card is on the ban list. Why it is, nobody knows. You still have so many different broken cards, and this card is considered to be broken, not in my opinion. So I would love to see this card come off. I just don't think it will. A card that could easily come off safely, in my opinion, is My Master. I feel like this is a very watered down version of the deck, or not the deck, but of almost compare it to Cleefort Scout. A very watered down version of it, just because you still have to tribute in order to special summon. And honestly, I just feel like the format's way too fast. You can easily just remove this from the list, put it to 1, see what it does. And honestly, I just don't feel like it's going to make a difference at that point. Talk about not making a difference. Tribe of Infecting Virus. When you got cards like Rogeki and Dark Hole that are, that are legal and actually, be able to play different mounts of it and everything. This is still negging 1, and honestly, this is just. There's no point this should be on the ban list at all. This could easily go to 3 and be totally safe just because of how fast the format is. Some upcoming changes that will be coming, especially with Gold Series coming out, is new erratas for different cards. To kind of give you a little bit of thought of my thinking of the new erratas coming out on new cards. Originally, I was all for it only because I like playing with all like the old nostalgia cards. Wish I had them back and everything. But what they have done effectively is created new cards. Like for instance, Chaos Emperor Dragon as well as Crush Card would be the next card I was going to talk about. They're totally new cards. They are not anywhere near what the old card was. And to be truthful, I'm kind of pissed off that they did that. True, I'd love to play with them, but I wanted to play with the old versions, not these new erratas. And I've kind of changed my tone since the last time I did band prediction, and that's just me. So honestly, with Gold Series 2 coming out here in a couple weeks, this card is going to get an errata, I believe. This card will go down to 1. And the next one, like I talked about, is Crush Card Virus. Already been confirmed. This will go down to 1 with a new errata. The other card hasn't been confirmed that I believe you'll probably see is Sinister Serpent. I think you'll see its new errata, and I believe you'll see that go to 1. Cards that can completely come off the list. Gladiator Beast Bestride. I don't know why this card is still on the ban list, but this card should be removed. Gladiator Beasts have not done anything and will not do anything unless it gets further support, which the rate that they're going, it could, just because you're seeing a bunch of different decks getting random support. So I just don't think you should see that. The next one is Torrential Tribute. I feel like this could actually go to 2, similar to what like you see with Mirror Force. Mirror Force is now becoming more relevant just because the big decks now are pretty much putting on huge, massive boards and then pushing for games. This becomes almost Mirror Force is becoming more of a relevant battle trap. This is another version that I feel like could go to 2 very easily and be totally safe. Plus, I would love to see it. Next one, Dark Strike Fighter. They put the new errata on it for once per turn. Nobody has done anything with it. Move it to 3. Easy fix. Now, talking about Necros. The deck is totally exploded. Everyone is playing with it. It's a brand new deck in the format. I've messed around with it. I've actually really liked the whole ritual engine and everything, but man, that deck is just salty as can be just because everything searches out everything, and it is so hard to brick in that with that deck. But looking at what Japan did to Necros, and that is before even the deck got out and released, I gotta believe they're probably going to hit some of the support cards. They're not going to hit the Necros engine for se, but I think they'll go after some of the cards. I feel like Manju, Senju, and Prep are all fair game to get hit. Will they get hit? I think they probably will. Only because I saw Japan do it and they did it before the deck comes out. I believe that in the next format, with the massive numbers people are playing with this deck, I think they'll hit them. Hit at least one of them, if not all three of them. That's just my opinion. Some honorable mentions I want to talk about. Atlantean Dragoons. With the new Atlantean support coming out in Crossover Souls, the 1-star Prince of Atlantia or something like that. It's something like that. That pretty much opens up 1-card OTKs. I just don't feel like Atlantean Dragoons will move, move to be able to include multiple copies. I feel like it still sticks at 1. If it goes to 2, I wouldn't be totally surprised, just because you saw Gun go to 3 last format from 1, and I was really thinking that people would be playing more with Mermails, but it just goes to show how fast the format is, and that even with Gun at 3, Mermails were not making a very big dent. But with the new support and seeing it actually topping now in Japan with just 1 card that's able to open up so many different combos with this damn thing, is that I don't think Dragoons just gets touched. I think it still stays at 1, and with the new support, I feel like you'll probably see Mermail splash in every once in a while, and like regionals, especially with nationals coming up. Talk about Snatch Deal. So that came off the ban list, and ever since it came off, it's been nothing but salt. And when I talk about that is, how many times have I seen people snatch steal for game, or just pretty much wreck somebody's game because of snatch steal. This card is completely broken, and and then with Hidden Armory, people are able to get more access to it multiple times. My personal opinion, I feel like you got to put snatch steal back on the ban list. This card is just too broken for the game. Another card that I feel could go back on the ban list, in my opinion, is Blackluster Soldier. How many times have I seen Blackluster Soldier get dropped and then everyone just goes, oh shit, and game over. GG, just because BLS is just a game changer. If you do not have an immediate answer for it, for this card will wreck you very hardcore. So I feel like this could be fair game for BLS to go back on the ban list, but that's just my opinion. I feel like it will. Now, the next 3 cards I'm going to talk about are just personal favorites, as well as kind of predictions of mine that I feel like probably should go either on or off the ban list and everything. These are just personal, personal choices for mine. The first card is Macrocosmos. I feel like you can move this card to 2. Only because now we got multiple decks, like Yusenju and Spiritual Beast. They're starting to main this card now. And yes, it does wreck decks pretty hardcore, but I've seen many Necro players being able to play around Macrocosmos, no problem, as well as Clayforce, just because people are playing 3 MSTs, and then they have 3 Twisters in their side deck to include at least 3 Fairy Winds. So most of the decks are just having all this back row removal that I'm easily can see Macrocosmos going to 2 to help out other decks to be able to compete against the big 3 and be totally fine. And personally, I would love to see Macrocosmos go to 2. Will it? I don't know. I probably lean on the no side. Next card I would love to see come off the ban list in particular. That would be kind of fun to actually see if my computer would actually load it. Yeah, not coming up. But I guess we'll just talk around it and everything. Is Gateway of the Six. 6 Samurais has been a very strong deck, even with a lot of their support limited. I feel like Gateway to 6 could open up a lot of different, it would bust open the format in my opinion, just because if you gave 6 Samurai players back one Gateway, combos can be and everything.
And so I would love to see Gateway come back to 1. Ah, look at there. It's unresponsive. No shit.
So, the other card, yeah, my computer is totally toast. The other card that I want to come off, and it's not even loading. Okay. Let's see if we can go back here to, we'll just go back to the page. I apologize for that. Yeah, so there's Gateway to 6. The other card I would love to see come off is Dragon Ravine right there. Personally, I would love to see this card at least just go to 1, only because looking at, what is it, Clash of Rebellion, the next set after Crossover Souls, I'm actually pretty excited for the new Red Eye support, and I definitely will probably definitely pick up that support and be playing around with that deck. So I feel like, if I had Dragon Ravine the 1, that would really help out the deck. So I would love to see it go to 1. And still, I don't think it will, only because the other card that's coming out in gold, in the Gold Series 2, is actually number 95, Dark Matter Dragon, which that card is disgusting all around. True, a lot of people are saying it's too late coming into the format to really make a difference, but I still believe people are going to be playing like a Heretics version of that deck, and still, if you're able to open up Broken, you can still sack the big 3 no problem with that one card. And if you had Dragon Ravine open to 1, that deck becomes even more viable, which that's why I just don't feel like it's going to touch, but I would love to see it come off the list. So that'd be my 3 that I'd love to see. I would love to see Macro go to 2. I would love to see Gateway come to 1, and I'd love to see Dragon Ravine go to 1. Will they? On a scale of 1 to 100, probably around the 30 range chances of coming off. But that's my opinion, my take on the new April format. I would love to hear your comments down below. Hopefully jump back here in a week or so as soon as the ban list is actually revealed, and kind of see where I was and kind of grade myself. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are, as well as leave a comment down below, and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you later.